cracking at the seams upon.
If you're in a relationship with someone and you trust them, then you make certain assumptions about the past, and you make certain assumptions about the present, and you make certain assumptions about the future. And everything's stable, and so you're standing on solid ground. And the chaos, it's like you're standing on thin ice. The chaos is hidden. The shark beneath the waves isn't there. You're safe, you're in the lifeboat. But then if the person betrays you, like if you're in an intimate relationship and the person has an affair and you find out about it, then you think one moment you're one place, right? You're where everything is secure, because you've predicated your perception of the world on the axiom of trust. And the next second, you're in a completely different place. And not only is that place different right now, the place you were years ago is different, and the place you're going to be in the future, years hence, is different. And so all of that certainty, that strange certainty that you inhabit, can collapse into incredible complexity. And you say, well, if someone betrays you, you think, well, okay, who were you? Because you weren't who I thought you were, and I thought I knew you, but I didn't know you at all. And I never knew you, and so all the things we did together, those weren't the things that I thought were happening. Something else was happening, and you were someone else, and that means I'm someone else because I thought I knew what was going on, and clearly I don't. I'm some sort of blind sucker, or the victim of a psychopath, or someone who's so naive that they can barely live, and I don't understand anything about human beings, and I don't understand anything about myself. And I have no idea where I am now. I thought I was at home, but I'm not. I'm in a house, and it's full of strangers, and I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, or next week, or next year. It's like all of that certainty, that habitable certainty, collapses right back into the potential from which it emerged. And that's a terrifying thing.
You cannot get triggered into an emotional reaction unless you have a receptor field inside of you that is interacting with the trigger. You can think of this like a mountain, and the top of a mountain is the button that can get pressed. And the bottom of the mountain is often underneath the fog, which means it's often outside of your conscious awareness, and you may not even realize it's there until a triggering event activates it. You can think of these, as they're called in Western psychology, as emotional schemas. You can think of them like colored glasses. If you're wearing pink glasses, the world looks pink. If you're wearing blue glasses, the world looks blue. When I was in my early 20s, I had the joy of dating a therapist. One day, we got into an argument. And I got so angry. In my anger, I thought he was just being horrible. And I was very sure that I was dating the wrong guy. I was sure that he was wrong and I was right. In the middle of this, he looked at me and said, "Diana, you're very angry at me, aren't you?" I had to admit this was true, so I said, "Yes!" And then he said, "You're so angry at me that you can't even remember that you love me." A bit puzzled, because I just noticed myself, I said, "Yes." And then he looked at me with so much love in his eyes and said, "Diana, I'm angry at you too. But despite my anger, I can still remember how much I love you." Wow. Immediately I started to cry. And he put his arms around me, hugged me, and said, "I don't want to hurt you. I love you too much for that." At that moment, I felt safe. And I realized that behind my anger was just my fear of getting hurt again.
Danger zone.
Thank